From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 6, streaming now.
New tonight, the Senate will move forward to confirm Judge Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court. Thanks for joining us here for WRTV News at 6 o'clock. I'm Nicole Griffin. Senators met today for part 2 of a weekend session. The Senate voted largely along party lines to end debate and move forward. It only took a simple majority to break the Democratic filibuster, clearing the path for Judge Barrett to become the next Associate Supreme Court Justice. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says Barrett is highly qualified, but Democrats say the vote should have been pushed until after the election.
The Senate is doing the right thing. We're moving this nomination forward. And colleagues, by tomorrow night, we'll have a new member of the United States Supreme Court.
Nearly every Republican in this chamber, led by the Majority Leader, 4 years ago refused to even consider the Supreme Court nomination of a Democratic president. My colleagues, there is no escaping this glaring hypocrisy.
The Senate will reconvene Monday to hold the final vote to confirm just 8 days before Election Day. Now to our Democracy 2020 coverage. Early voting continued today, and even with the expanded locations, lines and wait times were very long. Our Troy Washington joins us now live from the north side of Indianapolis, where some voters, Troy, are still casting their ballots.
Well, Nicole, we have a few voters who are wrapping up here, and they're trickling out slowly. But a lot of people telling us that yesterday there were wait times of up to 8 hours, today around 2 hours, and we just got word that we've already exceeded the early voting numbers from 2016 already this year. Now, I talked to some of the voters, and I actually have one of them right now. Jackson, first time voting, correct? And how long did you wait in line?
I waited for just over an hour. And it was not bad at all.
So what did you do to kind of pass some of that time? Because I'm sure you heard that it could be up to 8 hours, but luckily you didn't have to wait that long.
Yeah, I was listening to some music, but I was also voting with my parents today. So I was kind of talking to them the whole time. We actually just wrapped up our high school tennis season today. So we were just kind of reminiscing about some old tennis memories and talking about how we're going to go to the individual state finals for my friend AJ tomorrow.
Was it worth it, waiting in this line, getting that vote casted?
Oh, it was worth every minute of it.
Thank you so much for your time. Now, we have talked with the clerk's office, and they tell us that they've added machines, but they have to be careful because as they add those machines, they have to make sure that social distancing still takes place. And we'll continue to follow early voting as all of this develops. Reporting live, I'm Troy Washington, WRTV.
Troy, thank you. Voters in Tippecanoe County are making sure their vote is counted. Today, the County Board of Elections held a drive-through mail ballot drop-off event. It was held at Edgelia Elementary School from noon until 4 p.m. Staff members collected those completed absentee ballots, making it easier for voters who did not even have to leave their vehicles today. We talked to a local student and first-time voter there who says it's important for young people to get involved in politics.
The thing is, it's just so important. There's so many issues that affect us and will continue to affect us for years to come that we really need to be paying attention to. Us young people are just so civically engaged, and I think there's a lot of us who are even more in tune than some older people.
Our photographer tells us dozens of voters took advantage of this opportunity today. Tippecanoe County does have several early voting sites open as well, leading up to Election Day. We have answers to all of your questions about voting and the general election right now on our website. All the information about early voting, plus profiles on candidates on your ballot. You can find that at WRTV.com/election2020. Now to the latest on the coronavirus pandemic and its continuing effect on Hoosier lives. Today, state health officials confirmed another 2,175 cases of COVID-19. That brings the total number of Hoosiers who have tested positive for the virus to 162,607. State health officials also report 12 additional deaths. Since March, 3,894 Hoosiers have died with the virus, and as of today, more than 2,700,000 Hoosiers have tested for the virus. 10% of those tests have come back positive. With the increasing number of coronavirus cases in our state, working for you, WRTV is keeping a close eye on how prepared hospitals in your area are for a potential surge in patients. As of today, just 32% of ICU beds are available statewide. We do remain in pretty good shape, though, when it comes to ventilators. More than 77% are available statewide. Tonight, hospitals across central Indiana are preparing for a fall surge of coronavirus cases. We talked to a doctor with IU Health who says medical professionals within the hospital system are remaining positive, but conversations and plans are developing daily to get prepared. He tells us there is some degree of fatigue from the day-to-day job as the pandemic continues. There's also frustration after achieving a level of stability and then seeing numbers now be back to where we were in April and March.
COVID has presented multiple challenges, but I think we've been able to flex to meet those challenges. Again, the thing we fear is just sheer volume. So what we're hoping that we can gain access to is have the population do the right thing, slow that volume trend so that we can take care of you in a timely manner. I mean, we really are preparing for this next wave. We're changing personnel staffing. We're changing how we look at, day-to-day operations and making sure that we're ready when and if it comes.
As there is no cure for the virus, Dr. Ellender says all we can do is try to prevent it by wearing masks, social distancing, and washing our hands. Remdesivir is the first FDA-approved treatment for COVID-19 patients. Dr. Ellender says it does help block the regeneration of the virus in the body and helps reduce the time it takes patients to recover. New tonight, police in Martinsville are looking for a man who allegedly tried to abduct a little girl. This happened Saturday evening just before 6:30 near Artesian Little League baseball fields. Investigators say the little girl was riding her bike when she got separated from her friends. That's when a man came out of a nearby wooded area and grabbed her arm. The little girl was able to get away. The man is described as being about 50 years old, medium build, and was wearing a green t-shirt and a blue cap. Martinsville officers and Indiana State Police troopers searched for the suspect but were not able to find him. Anyone with information is asked to call IMPD Deputy Chief John Richards at 765-349-4900. In Sheridan now, 2 girls reported missing Saturday afternoon may be in Alabama. That's according to police. Savannah and Rachel Mills are believed to have left Indiana with Donna Garcia, their non-custodial parent. Investigators say they may be in Elmore County, Alabama, which is north of Montgomery. Savannah has short hair and Rachel has longer hair. The girls may be in a blue 2005 Ford Explorer Sports Track XLS pickup truck with Alabama license plate 5040BD4. Anyone who sees the truck or these girls or has any information about their whereabouts is asked to call their local law enforcement agency or Sheridan Police. That number 317-773-1282. Now to your forecast, meteorologist Kyle Mound standing by. And Kyle, I told you this right when I walked in the studio. It's like a day you just want to relax on the couch.
Yeah, Nicole, we're getting the fall looks and feels out there today across central Indiana with those gray skies. But we're checking out the view here in Brown County as we're getting right around that peak color of the fall foliage here across central Indiana. Right now, just 50 degrees in Indianapolis as we've got that north wind at 6 miles per hour. So the clouds really keeping the lid on temperatures today. You're in the 40s in Tipton, Thorntown at 49 for you in Richmond, and even 50 in Columbus. And as we look at the satellite and radar here, you can see just some isolated sprinkles, brief shower out of these clouds. That's really going to be about it for us this evening and into the first part of our Monday. As we look at those rain chances tomorrow, though, you do start to see they ramp up as we get closer to that evening commute. And then tomorrow night, likely chances for some rain. But this evening, just going to see a few of those sprinkles out there. Temperatures will hold pretty steady here in the upper 40s right on through 10 o'clock. We'll talk about how much rain to expect in just a few minutes.
Kyle, thank you. More members of Vice President Mike Pence's inner circle have tested positive for the coronavirus. Straight ahead, why the White House says he will stay on the campaign trail despite calls for him to quarantine. And JCPenney is looking to hire Hoosiers. Still ahead, how you can snag a job this holiday season.
From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 6, streaming now.
5 people in Vice President Mike Pence's close circle have tested positive for the coronavirus, including his Chief of Staff Mark Short and political aide Marty Obst. According to the press office, Vice President Pence and his wife Karen both tested negative for the coronavirus this morning, and Pence has remained on the campaign trail today. White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows called the vice president an essential worker, but his opponent, Senator Kamala Harris, says Pence should follow the guidelines.
I'm not saying he's not campaigning. I'm saying that that is only part of what he's doing. And as we look at that, essential personnel, whether it's the Vice President of the United States or anyone else,
but he's not
has to continue on.
CDC guidelines.
Well, no, Jake, CDC guidelines does say essential personnel.
Yes, it says wear a mask. If they wear a mask.
This administration fails to take personal responsibility or responsibility in terms of leading the nation through this dangerous and deadly mass casualty event. And that's why they have forfeited their right to a second term in office.
Well, you may remember the Pences were in Indianapolis Friday to cast their ballots, and we have reached out to the Marion County Public Health Department, the Marion County Clerk's Office, and others to see if anyone here has been exposed. We are still waiting for a response. Delta is cracking down on anti-maskers. The airline says it has banned more than 400 people from flying for not following its mask policy. In a new memo to employees, Delta CEO says 460 people are on its no-fly list for refusing to comply with the company's mask requirements. Delta began requiring that passengers wear masks on flights on May 4th and says the policy is to protect the health and safety of both passengers and crew members. All major airlines now mandate that passengers wear masks in the absence of any new regulations from the federal government. Another tropical storm is taking aim at the U.S. Gulf Coast. Tropical Depression Zeta, which is east of Mexico, strengthened into Tropical Storm Zeta today, and it is expected to become a hurricane by early Tuesday. Zeta is currently forecast to make landfall Wednesday between central Louisiana and the Florida Panhandle. It is the 27th named storm of the 2020 Atlantic hurricane season. If Zeta makes landfall in Louisiana, it would be the 5th named storm to do so this season. And that would be a new record for the state, that most landfalls in a season. And Kyle, will we see any impact here at home?
It looks like, Nicole, as we go toward the middle and end of the upcoming week, the remnants of Zeta there will come up and influence our weather and bring some more widespread rainfall. Out there this evening, we've got just some light sprinkles and brief showers moving through Nashville into Columbus, around Seymour as well, and some of those that are moving in on the south side of the city around 465. But again, this is all going to be very light as it moves through. Look off to the west. There is a band of snow here across the upper Midwest, stretches back into portions of Nebraska and Colorado there, where they're expecting several inches of snow. This system will be responsible for our wet weather as we go into tomorrow. However, we are going to be a little warmer, so we're not going to have to deal with any wintry weather out of this system, but it will bring us some rain. Here's a look at TrueCast, 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. You can see we're pretty much dry until then, with showers over in Illinois. As we go into the afternoon hours, we've got an isolated shower here. Not going to be as widespread, I think, until we get into the evening hours. Here's TrueCast at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. You can see even some moderate rain here along I-70 near Brazil into the Terre Haute area. That will continue to overspread the area as we get to 8 o'clock in the evening. But notice pretty sharp cutoff here from where we see the rain. Fairly dry around Lafayette. Some of the heavier rain moving through areas like Nashville and Columbus tomorrow evening. But it's also pretty quick moving. By midnight tomorrow night, we've kind of moved that system out of here. Most areas about a quarter to maybe a half inch of rain, but there you go again, less than a tenth of an inch for northern communities like Kokomo and Logansport. Out there right now, we've got temperatures upper 40s and lower 50s. Shelbyville at 54 with those cloudy skies. Clouds stay locked in place tonight. 44 will be the overnight temperature. So that blanket of clouds really keeps temperatures from tumbling back, but also means they're not going to warm a whole lot tomorrow either. We'll be around 50 at noon, about 53 for the afternoon high tomorrow. So much of tomorrow will probably feel and look like today until we get into the late afternoon and evening hours where those rain chances return. 56 for you in Bloomington tomorrow afternoon. 54 in the Muncie area. average high is in the lower 60s. We'll get closer to that as the week goes along, but not on Tuesday. 50 degrees. I think we may have another round of some showers for central and southern locations Tuesday afternoon and evening, then 60 for that high on Wednesday before we get more widespread rain. Again, that would be the remnants of Zeta there, bringing us some of that wet weather by Thursday. Friday is dry, 52, and then as we get into the weekend, Halloween still looks dry and 57. Next weekend, daylight saving time ends. Those clocks fall back with a high of 60 on Sunday.
All right, Kyle, thank you. IndyCar's final race of the season was full of thrilling moments. At the end, the championship contenders finished up front. Joseph Newgarden won the race for the second straight year. Points leader Scott Dixon wasn't far behind. He finished third place today. That was enough for Dixon to clinch his 6th IndyCar Points Championship. It's his 3rd title in the last 5 seasons. WRTV's Brad Brown is in St. Pete, and he will have a conversation with the new champion, Dixon, and a recap of the race today. That's coming up tonight on the news at 11. JCPenney is looking for some help as the store prepares for the holiday season, and the retail chain is looking to hire Hoosiers. The store is holding multiple hiring events, and they will be Monday through Thursday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. If you are interested in applying, you can do so by attending one of these hiring events. No appointment needed. You can also apply online at jobs.jcp.com. An 11-year-old in Illinois is proving that some haircuts never go out of style. Coming up, how his business in the front, party in the back hairstyle could earn him a national award. We'll be right back. It's a look that goes back decades, and now for a 12-year-old in Illinois, his hairstyle of choice has landed him in the spotlight. Evan Leake explains.
Grazing goats, horses, and chickens, drowned out only by the sounds of the dirt track behind them. As Noah Smith spends day and night kicking up dust on his dirt bike or maybe his four-wheeler.
Ride anything with a motor.
And as he gets big air off the self-made ramp, it's hard to miss his hair blowing in the wind behind him.
In 4th or 5th grade, I started and I had a rat tail, and in 6th grade I cut that off and just started the mullet.
And that decision has now put this small-town boy into the spotlight.
My husband was scrolling through Facebook and saw the USA Mullet Championships were hosting a kids division, and we thought, our kid has a mullet, so let's go for it.
My mom just told me, you're gonna be in this competition, and I said, okay.
Close to 100 entries nationwide, narrowed down to 10 finalists, all rocking their own style of the retro hairdo, the waterfall, the Texas tailgate, the Tennessee top hat, among others. Then there's Noah, whose flow is known as the Freedom Flapper.
He is all about the USA, America. He loves flags. He's a big supporter of the military, and then just the fact that the mullet's flapping behind him really solidifies that name that they gave him.
Noah wasn't all about this competition at first, but now that he's a finalist, he's excited at the chance of being the best in the country and winning the $500 prize that comes along with it.
His class has been voting, the school's behind him, all of our friends and family are behind him, and it's been really neat to just spotlight Noah.
Business in the front, party in the back, and hopefully a championship in the coming days.
All right, well, thank you so much. Well, if you need some dinner inspiration tonight, we have a few suggestions that you may like coming up after the break, why you may want to grab some extra napkins for these ideas. Stay with us. Grab some extra napkins for dinner tonight. It's National Greasy Foods Day. Although they're not the healthiest option, greasy foods are an American favorite, of course. The most popular includes French fries, onion rings, fried eggs, and of course, who could forget bacon? If you want to feel a little bit better about eating some of those foods, you can always opt for using healthier oils like coconut to fry up some treats. But if you don't even worry. We won't be judging you. Kyle, what are you thinking for dinner tonight?
Well, those onion rings look awfully good.
You're always pretty healthy with your dinner. I think we're doing pizza.
Yeah, let's see. Maybe throw some bacon on the salad.
Hey, there you go.
That gets the job done.
That gets the job done.
Yeah, all right. Well, Greasy food makes everything feel a little bit better, especially on some of these chilly days. Maybe make a little chili to go with it. All right, as we look over the next 7 days, here's our rain potential, and you can see heaviest amounts going to come across central and southern parts of central Indiana. Could see another 2 inches or more of rainfall. Again, that's over the next 7 days, though, so that should soak in pretty well. Out there this evening, we just have a couple of sprinkles, very light showers that will be passing on through. Rain chances ramp up tomorrow afternoon and especially after 4 o'clock. 53 will be the high tomorrow. Another chance for some showers as we go into Tuesday afternoon, and the most widespread rain with the remnants of that tropical system coming our way by Thursday. Nicole?
All right, Kyle, thank you. And thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you right back here tonight at 11. Have a great night.